Hello, my name is Alex McMichael, and this is where I document my entrepreneurship journey. So today I'm going to start off with how we need to focus on things that move the needle. Yesterday I spent like the whole day just trying to figure out how I'm going to fulfill on this lead magnet, this ebook that I created so that I can get leads moving in. Realizing that really I was overcomplicating the matter. I could have just taken the PDF, put it in Google Drive, and gave people a link. But I literally spent all day getting so frustrated just trying to figure out how am I going to fulfill this at scale and in an automated way. And the matter of the fact is that for now I don't have to. But I wasted an entire day not getting leads, not getting people in the funnel because I was too stuck on creating something that's automated. Being a software engineer, Shopify, I'm realizing sucks because of all the different things you can't do, even though you want to. And so, because of that, I feel like I want to build my own website. But do I need to build my own website? No, I don't, because Shopify already has everything I need. I just need to make little workarounds so that I can do what I need to and do the things that move the needle forward. So the very foundational things that in the business we need to do right now: figure out ad creative, post content every day. Either one of those channels will eventually get us to the point where we're selling. Those two things, and then actually having a product that you can sell, are the only things that really matter. Every other little bit that I've worked on so far, getting product mock-ups, getting a website up and running, and beyond, hasn't moved the needle forward at all. Even so, it feels like I'm working really, really hard when really I'm not doing anything that's pushing the business forward. And so focusing on specifically what thing is going to move the needle forward. So there's these two things that I like to explain. It's like the Pareto effect. That's 80% of results are a result of 20% of the effort. And same with customers. 20% of your customers are 80% of your revenue. So if you can focus on that 20% that's really going to push the business forward, you don't really have to worry about anything else. And I'm realizing listening to stories of these entrepreneurs that have made it big, most of the time they're already putting out ads and things before they have anything ready. And then once something works, they're like, oh crap, now let me figure out the way to fulfill it. Now let me figure out how am I going to put this out there. And I think I've been maybe putting too much pressure on my spouse. We're a pregnancy company, but there's no reason that I can't also make content to put out there to start moving this train ever so slightly. And so in doing that, I have to understand that it's going to take a long time, and I got to be okay with not seeing results for a long time. I literally heard this yesterday from Alex Hormozy, which is it takes longer than you expect, but then happens faster than you can imagine. And again, I see that correlation over all these different major entrepreneurs that I listen to. It's they had to go through this huge Rocky Balboa scene where they're just banging their head against the wall. And I'd like to think I'm there, but I don't think I'm there. Even though I've had 6 failed businesses in the past, has anything changed from business 1 through 6? It took me till business 4 to realize, oh, well, marketing is important, and then the other businesses were mildly successful, but that's just a reflection of my skills and what I'm good at. And so if it took me that long to get to where I am, it means that there's something inherently wrong with me and I need to change that. And so focusing on that 20% that's going to give me 80% of the results is that major piece that I need to work on. And again, Alex Hormozy, the work works on you more than you work on it. And so I just need to put my nose to the grindstone. I've actually been thinking about liquidating some real estate that I have so that I can literally quit my job and focus on this thing full time, because my job is a giant suck of my time every day. And I think if I sold the real estate I own, I'd have like about a year-long runway with some capital I can throw at the business. That's scary. That is so scary because for so long, like this real estate that I've held is like, that's going to be my guaranteed retirement. Like I've set up my financials so that like I have different tiers of like, if I fail, this is going to happen. If this fails, this is going to happen. I saw Dave Ramsey's thing like when I was 18. It's like something like if you invest $100 a month till you're 28, you could never put another dime in. I think it's assuming 10% interest. By the time you retire, you're going to be a millionaire. I did that, and I'm still contributing, but maybe I should use that money elsewhere, like in this business, because this is the thing that's going to move the needle forward. There's a comparison, like if you take money that would be in the S&P 500, like if you take, let's say $10,000 and you put it in the S&P 500, in a year, it's going to be worth $11,000. And you expand that over a long enough time horizon, and you're really not left with that much. You're left with like maybe an extra 100,000. But if you take that $10,000 and you buy a course, and I've seen this because I've went to a coding boot camp, and that one cost $20,000, and the difference that it made, if I would have taken that $20,000 by the end of that year, I would have had $22,000. But I took that $20,000, I spent it on a course, and I applied myself. You only get out what you put in. I took that money, spent $20,000 on a coding course, and by the end of it, I had what was it? It was about a $50,000 increase in annual salary. And as long as I work as a software engineer, I get to continue to pull that money in. And so, year one, $20,000, S&P 500. Year two, you have $22,000. Year one, coding bootcamp, spend $20,000, live through the suck for 3 months while you don't have a job, while you're trying to pay your bills. But then, and then continue the suck for a little bit longer till you find a job. And then now, within that next 6 months, I've made an extra $25,000. And so by the year two, I'm still ahead already by $3,000. But then by year three, year three, you'd have $24,200 in the S&P 500. But by year three of spending that initial $20,000, you will have $75,000. And so it's literally by the second year, you've tripled the outcome just because you decided to spend the money. And so being okay with not seeing results and like realizing that money is just a tool has been super beneficial. And so like, even though I think it's scary, I'm seriously debating it. And I think at some point I probably will. But the way that like I've set up my financials is that, so I have that backup as $1 million when I retire, thanks to Dave Ramsey. But then I have real estate that I know if I just hold on for it long enough, then I'll be a multimillionaire. But are those like, you take that comparison with the S&P 500, that's the same thing that's happening in that retirement account and that with the real estate. So can I take that money now and pay down like my problems? Like, can I pay to get skills that I can then use to make a business that makes $1 million a year, and then by the time I'm 65, I'll have $30 million as opposed to like $3 or $4 million. Literally 10x the outcome because I was willing to spend the money now. And I think the fear comes from is like, well, what if I'm a failure? Like, it's happened many times before. You only have to be successful once, though. You could fail 9 out of 10 times, and it's that 10th time it works out finally. Like, it happens slower than you expect and then faster than you can imagine, which that's the slower than you expect is the like 9 times that you're banging your head against the wall, failing. And number 10 is the one that's just like poof, shoots off like a rocket because you were missing that one tiny skill. That's all I got. Just be okay with buying skills and not investing, really. The richest people got really, really good at one thing, gained all their wealth in one thing, and then diversified. Diversification saves your wealth. Creating wealth is through one channel, one avenue with hyper focus. That's all I got. Thanks for watching.